Are you stressed and struggling now? Do you find life challenging? Are you tired of being tired? Do you know that coaching is one of the best ways for you to manage the stress, struggles, and challenges of every day? Yes, welcome to another live coaching call. This is our ninth episode of the live coaching call of Working Moms Academy. If you don't know yet about Working Moms Academy, Working Moms Academy is an educational technology platform that helps moms overcome stress and burnout through training, coaching, and community of mothers working together and learning from each other. This is our ninth episode. Yes, on the previous episodes, I had a live coaching call with eight mothers already, where a lot of moms asked me about how can they manage stress. How what is the right career for me? I have so many things I wanted. What's the first thing that I need to do? How do I start a freelancing career? How can I balance life, family, and how can I take care of my husband? These are the questions that we've already answered on the previous lives. If you want to watch the replay of those live coaching calls, please go to Working Moms Academy's YouTube channel where you can watch all the recording. And please remember to subscribe because there are more than 50 videos about career, about life, family. So, you can really overcome the stress and challenges of every day. Last week, my God, I was just telling my community manager, Karen, I had a very, this coaching call, I never really know what's going to happen. I love it to be surprised. I love to be surprised in that way. I just want immediate solution that comes from my heart and my mind to help another person. So last week there was a very tough question on how can I heal and forgive my partner because of what happened. How can I restore the trust? It was an instant instant I'll say guidance from within to help this person heal from her heart using the power of love. And I'm very happy to be of service. But after that coaching call, I was really flat out. I think I slept for 2 hours. So today I have another guest. Of course, for those of you who want to get this free coaching call opportunity, which is worth $99, you can of course be one of these lucky members, lucky mommy members. Just go to Working Moms Academy's Facebook group. Let me just drop that link now. Join our free Facebook group on Facebook. And of course, we would love to help you, support you in any way we can. And you can get, if you are always live, if you also do invite people to join our community, at least 5 people, you will get a chance to be one of these person who get a free life coaching call with me. So today, I'm very fortunate to have MJ on stage with me. First, I want to acknowledge MJ. I know a lot of people are already qualified actually to be part of this live coaching call, but not everybody is ready. And for those of you who don't know coaching, what is coaching, right? Let me just quickly explain what coaching is. See, as a coach, what's happening is that, see, a coach listen and hears a person's story, and as a coach listen to the story of the coachee, we help the person overcome the challenges and frustrations, and of course guide in finding the solution. But that solution comes in two ways. It comes from within the person, and also it comes from the expertise and the experience of the coach. That is why coaching, they also call it coach salting. When I always term myself, I'm not just a coach, I'm a coach sultan. What does that mean? See, in coaching, it's all about getting the solutions from within for the person. But also, when you speak about consulting, that is when the experience of the other person is being used to help another person. If you did watch, or if you will do watch the previous live coaching call of Working Moms Academy, you would have noticed that, I did always explain to the mother that, and to the one who's on the live coaching call, that this is what I did based on my own personal experience. Let me just wait for MJ to go back live with me. I think there were some technical problems. But for those of you who don't know me already, oh, I forgot. I haven't introduced myself. My name is Wandalin Tan Kalupig. I am the founder, lead trainer and coach of Working Moms Academy. Working Moms Academy is my legacy project. I had this burnout in 2014. And I was thinking, what is the best way really for me? Last year, I was in the middle of stress and depression already because of being locked down, knowing what to do, feeling so bored, helpless and all. And I was thinking, instead of, just surrounding myself with negativity, why not use the time to really be of service to others? And that is when I had the idea, why not start, a community, a platform, a training community, coaching community where moms can have a space to breathe, get help, get coached and connected. That's why I started Working Moms Academy last year, and thankfully also Working Moms Academy won the virtual hackathon is called the Build to Last Hackathon. It is the first uh, female hackathon in Southeast Asia. And of course, just to give you an update also, Working Moms Academy do have a lot of coaching, training that happened over the years and over the months. And also, this month of May, which is the Mother's Mother's Day month, we have something called the Make a Wish Mama Project. What is Make a Wish Mama Project? I learned that we mothers are the best givers of life. So I want to give back and give mothers the opportunity to wish. So far, we have granted two wishes already. The wish of Grace to have that exposure to speak about what she does and how she can be of help to others. Another wish of that person is to have an air fryer just to be healthy. And of course, we'd love to support all the goals of moms, and we've granted that wish also. We have two more wishes to grant, and we're gonna announce that in the next few days. So watch out for that. So let me now bring with me on stage on this live coaching call MJ. Hi
Hello,
MJ.
Hello, Coach Wanda. Good afternoon, everyone who is watching right now.
Thank you MJ. Can you just give a quick introduction about yourself and what you do?
Okay, let me introduce myself first. I am MJ. Actually, my real name is Mary Jo Linoy, but my friends and my family would like to call me MJ, and I like it too because it's shorter. So I am a mom of three boys, Coach Wanda. So three boys, ages 10 years old, 7 years old, and a 10 months old. I'm a wife. I'm a wife, of course, and I am a virtual assistant, a professional event host, and an event planner. And currently, I'm the senior account executive of Worldwide Weddings PH. Ang dami-dami. And Coach Wanda, I want to say then that I'm a breastfeeding, baby wearing, and cloth diapering mama. So, yes, that's it.
I think I can hear a lot. I can already create a lot of stories. I mean, when you spoke about all the things that you do, you have three boys and the age gap. Wow. I mean, it's kind of challenging already. And also, if you do virtual assistant and weddings, and there's so many things that I was thinking in my mind. She's doing so many things at the same time. So, so what actually all mothers do, right? This is what I also learned. We mothers and women in general were given by God the gift of multitasking. No other person can perform the role of a mother, because being a wife, a mother, a virtual assistant, event specialist, host, there's too many skills, talents that is required to make it happen, and at the same time and be successful in it. So thank you again for saying yes to this live coaching call. Tell me, how can I serve you today? What's the question you want to ask?
First, Coach Wanda, is I want to thank you for having me here in your show because when I watched the last time's episode, I felt that I have to be in that show. So sabi ko, I have to be in that show. And um, with regards to your help, I really need your help first because as you mentioned earlier, iba I just wanna say, Miss Coach Wanda, no, iba pala 'pag ikaw yung nag-i-interview sa ini-interview. Parang mas kinakabahan ako ngayon. that I am the one who is being interviewed rather than interviewing or being in front of a lot of people. But here's what I need. So as you mentioned, I do a lot of things. Actually, my husband is working overseas then. So imagine that actually I'm raising the three boys practically alone, but not that alone, but practically alone for the most period of time. And I know a lot of women, especially mothers, are not given the same chance like I have to work from home. But my dilemma now is with the struggles of being a work from home mom and actually taking care of the three boys, how do you create a line or separate the your task and your your task for your family, and of course your task at work, especially na yung time ko po for the work is actually flexi time. So most of the time talaga nakakain niya yung oras ko. And I'm so guilty that I am more focused in the project right now rather than giving most of my time to my three boys, Miss Coach Wanda.
Okay, so if I understand this right, I mean, if my understanding is correct, your question is how do you find the balance, right? The boundary between your children and the work that you're doing now. Is that the right question?
That's correct. That's correct.
Correct, correct. So first, MJ, I want to tell you, you are not alone on this journey. I mean, I myself, as a mother of two, even if I felt that I have this good relationship now with my kids compared to past, I always have the guilt. I think guilt is a feeling that we all mothers share. Because in our mind we believe that I could have done more, I could have given more. In your mind and in your heart, you wanted to provide for your children. You want to give them all the time and attention they need. But also, in your mind and heart, you wanted to provide for them and you want to have a career and you want to have your own financial security of your own. That's why, you know, it's always a struggle, right? Because there's something called it's cross purpose. You are working for your children, but at the same time, you are sacrificing the time to get that financial security for your children. So that is where it all comes and goes. And the question first I want to ask you is why are you working?
Um, to be honest, I always been this career woman. So when we started a family, I always been working because I don't want to financially if I don't want to financially dependent to my husband, and at the same time I have this sense of fulfillment whenever I accomplish something. And as you mentioned, you have the career for yourself, especially I'm a wife of a seafarer na parang during those times na nakabakasyon siya, and definitely it will help the family if I also have my own source of source of income. But the main point is really that I love working. I like having a career of my own. So that's my main point of working, as it's really for myself and for as well for the family.
So thank you, MJ, for that honesty. And I want to tell you also, you are not alone. They said 94% statistics said 94% of women want financial independence. We want to be financially independent on our own. I myself, I'm not comfortable asking money from my husband because I know I have my own money. That's why I'm working, right? I mean, I want to provide for myself. I want to provide for my mom. I want to provide for my children without the need to ask permission from my husband to spend his money. That's why I work. And I think most mothers are like that. You are also not alone because, times have changed that women are only at home fully. Times have changed where we both feel fulfilled as a mother and also as a working mom because it's both financial security and as they said, like the Maslow's hierarchy, you feel fulfilled because you're doing something for yourself and for the family. So that's good. You have clarity that first you are working for yourself to be financially independent, and of course you're doing this to also financially secure the overall well-being of your entire family. So thank you for that clarity. Next question. So what does boundary mean to you?
um for me, boundary is, this is what I'm lacking, to be honest. It's actually the time management, how to separate na this time is, you won't answer any queries about job or anything, it's just time for the boys, or this time is just for work. But most entirely, pag yung time sa work, kids will go to you, mom, I need this, mom, I need that. So definitely ang hirap-hirap talaga ipagsabayin, but of course, as a working mom, you have to do it. So, yun talaga yung struggle ko, Coach Wanda. And I wanna just tell na yung, when you are saying things that you are not alone, I could feel less guilty about it, because it give me the sense of feeling na yung na hindi ako nag-iisa in this journey, that a lot of mothers can relate to what I'm feeling, na hindi pala ako lang yung nagsa-struggle with this kind of dilemma. So thank you for that.
So, I mean, that is actually what I always speak about and what I want to tell other mothers. In your mind, you always feel guilty because you felt that you are not good enough. And it is every mother's struggle. But the moment also that you understand na, hindi lang pala ako, we're all on the same boat. That is why nga I built Working Moms Academy for the same reason. I want mothers to understand that they are perfectly imperfect in their own journey. And I asked what boundary means to you because what I also learned is that, see, we all have our own rules and we feel guilty because we were not able to fulfill something that is what our mind is telling us to do. So just to maybe on a simplest term, I mean, let me just define boundary for myself, right? Because you are correct also when you say it's kind of difficult to put a boundary between work and also between kids, because even if when I go live sometimes my kids will just be on the side, they're like whispering on the side, mommy, I need something. Or they will even have a post-it and say, mommy, can you read? Or I mean, because I mean, let's face the reality. Mothers are mothers 24/7. There's no excuse that you are not a mother because you're working. Your role as a mother is there with you wherever you go, whatever you do. And of course, as a mother, the kids are always our priority for us, right? And for me, the boundary now is having a dedicated time with my children when they need me the most. So, like for example, the boundary now I discuss with my children is that when mommy is on a live coaching call or when I am on live on camera, that is the only time mommy can never be disrupted. Because first, I cannot give attention to you. And it's also, I don't, I get lost and distracted, listening to them and then also talking to another person in the other call. And also when I do have meetings. So these are two things that is boundary for me. And also, I also make a time, I just have this agreement with my children. Whenever you need mommy, you just ask mommy, mommy, can I have time? Can I speak to you now? Because for me, that is a one liner for us now. There's something urgent that needs attention. It might, and we had a discussion, sometimes it's not as urgent to me, but it is to them. So that is now boundary to me because there is really nothing like fully work and then fully kids. I mean, it's really difficult, especially now, right? When the work and the school and the leisure. I mean, the house has become everything, right? It's the place to rest, to sleep, to work, to go to school. I mean, it has become so, I'll say, so complicated that is really difficult to manage. So that's why I have simplified the meaning of boundary to me. That means when my kids need me 100%, I am there. So, I mean, based on your experience now we know that it is kind of difficult really for you to make a line right between only work and only kids. Can you at least simplify your definition? What do you think is that boundary when you will have when you can say na, oh, this is children's time, this is work time? Can you just give me one thing that can be clear to you right now?
Definitely meal time for me is family time. So I always make sure that I'm with them I'm with them during breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
All right, Nat, he needs you, right? So,
Yeah.
okay, you
uh,
can speak too. No problem. Okay, let me mute you while I'm speaking also. See, what I'm talking about, MJ, is if, being with your children, if boundary to you means being with them breakfast, lunch, and dinner, that is already a very good indicator, right? No worries, you can speak to your kid first if he needs you.
because ano na natapakan po niya yata yung bubog.
Oh my
In
God.
live, in
Does,
live, yeah.
is he okay? Is
He's
he
okay. Oh no. He's Is he okay, Kuya? Can you help him? Ayan, si Kuya to the rescue because I already have a 10 years old panganay na very helpful. Thank you, Kuya. It's okay. Yeah, everything is okay.
okay? If he needs help, please give him attention first. Okay.
Yeah, it's okay. Kuya is attending him na po. Okay na sila.
Ayan.
Very,
See,
very small lang pala yung wound.
see, also, kids have tendency to panic, right? But they also will panic if mommy is, I mean, on a panic mode. But see, you were able to handle it so calm that he was able to calm down also. You know what I also learned is that the emotion of the mother also, reflects to the emotion of the children. So good thing, see how we've handled it calmly now. That's why he was able to handle it calmly as well. So what I want to, number one, why you are having a confusion right now in terms of boundary. Can I be honest with you about that?
Sure
Because
po,
number
sure.
one, you don't define it for yourself, right? Kasi right now, your mind is saying, I need a boundary. But also, your mind doesn't have a clear definition of what boundary is to you. But if you said to me now, right, boundary is having breakfast, lunch, and dinner with your children every day. Are you doing that every day?
Yes, we're doing that every day.
Oh, so that means you are actually having a boundary, correct? Correct, MJ?
Yes, I just realized that, yes.
So accept that first, you are not clear that you have that boundary. Second, you are not recognizing that boundary. So, what I always, and what I learned also, boundary is always unique to a certain person. The number one problem I had before is that I will always read through, what boundary means, and then I will look at what other mothers are doing, and I'll copy it myself. And then I will have this frustration and problem. Why can I not be that perfect like that mother? In terms of boundary. But then I learned also boundary is something unique and personal to you. I want you to define it for first for you to have that feeling of sanity, that feeling of peace and happiness. First, you need to define what does boundary mean to you. So thankfully now we clearly define boundary in simplest term. It means having breakfast, lunch, and dinner with your children. Second is also, after understanding what boundary is, recognizing that you are doing it already. Kasi right now, your mind is in a mess, like, I want boundary. But first, it's not clear what it is. Second, you're not recognizing what's happening. So, giving gratitude to yourself that, oh, MJ, you have done so much good job. Number one, you are a solo parent to your kids right now, right? Because your husband, you said, is working overseas. Second, if you are one of, I'm telling you, are one of those few mothers who are spending breakfast, lunch, and dinner with your children, because a lot of mothers are busy with work, busy with other things, and that itself is one of the accomplishments that you have every day. Now, can you start recognizing yourself before you sleep, or let's say after breakfast, lunch, or dinner? Can you just say, "I congratulations, MJ, for having this boundary." Can you do that?
Yes po, coach, definitely I will do that.
See, also, what I learned, MJ, sometimes we feel so much guilt because we forgot to recognize the good things that we have done. So, do you think if you say, congratulations, MJ, for having this boundary of having this protected mealtime breakfast, do you think you will feel better?
Yes, definitely, coach. Sometimes you have so much much expectations to yourself, and and then especially nakita mo parang ang galing ni mommy na ganyan, sobrang bonding sila here and there, pero ikaw parang ang konti ng time mo with your kids. But you don't realize na yun nga, may mga nagkakap rin naman pala for them na dapat mong be thankful for, and maisama sa mga accomplishment mo as a mom.
Actually, you nailed it right when you said, see, if you look, if I want to put it in simplest term, we have a lot of stress ourselves because of the stress we put into, we gave ourselves to. We have a lot of actually, if you look at it, you feel guilty because of the expectations that you set yourself. Like you have so much expectation about yourselves to be like the other mother. But also, instead of looking outside, I mean, to give you really that peace and sanity, that helped me is that I always just focus on myself and just look at what can I do better now in terms of, and what did I do well today. And then I'll just pat myself on the back. Before I sleep, I started, before kasi I always felt empty and guilty also. But before I sleep, I started to count na I do this mirror can I just give you that tip? I also do mirror exercise. When I see myself in the mirror, in the morning or whenever I do go to the washroom when I have time, I learned this from Lisa Nichols. She said, you have to do three things. Number one, you have to forgive yourself. So I say, I forgive you, Wanda, for, let's say, for example, for not having enough time with your children today, or I forgive you for not drinking enough water today. Then also, seven things I forgive myself. Also, seven things I thank myself for. Because one of the things we really lack is, thanking yourself, acknowledging all the good things you have done. So I just say, thank you, Wanda, let's say, for washing the dishes, for going to work today. So, those simple acknowledgement. And lastly, I commit to myself. So I say, Wanda, I commit to you, we'll try to be a better mother. Or we'll try to set more boundaries. Or those simple things, that is another powerful exercise that you can do. Now, other than, I only ask you one definition of boundary so that you can easily achieve, happiness and sanity within. But if you want, later, if the definition of boundary changes for you, or if you still feel the guilt in your heart, ask your heart, what is this guilt telling me to do? So let us ask yourself that question now. So other than the breakfast, the meal, the breakfast, lunch, and dinner time, what do you think is your heart telling you to do? So you can have that boundary with your children.
Actually, to be honest, in some days, I am actually thinking of getting a more time job, or a less stressful job, I think. No, not stressful, but what's the right word? Yung mas less po yung time na required from me. But as of the moment, I'm actually love what I'm doing. I really enjoyed it a lot, and I'm just trying to be more I'm trying to get by. So, I'm hoping na one day siguro mahanap din yung job na lesser yung time na mako-consume. But as for the moment talaga, it's really setting up the boundaries for myself, for the work, and for the time for kids.
See, the good thing now also is that you have clarity. You have clarity of what do you have now in terms of the breakfast, lunch, dinner as a boundary, and you also have clarity in terms of the future. In the future, this is what I envision: having more time with my children, with having a different kind of job, which can give me the same quality of joy. And what I want to also tell you, MJ, see, everything that you want also wants you. If you have that clarity of, oh, this is what I want to happen next. Now, being where you are now to where you want to be. Now, it's only about asking yourself the next question: what do you need to do next? Diba? To get that next career. So just ask yourself also slowly, what do you think? What came to mind quickly when I ask you that question? What do you need to do next so you can have more time with the children in terms of
Mm, I'm sorry.
sorry, you said, remember, in the future, you wanted to have a job that can give you more time with the children. So in terms of maybe that's 5 years from now, 1 year from now, but in terms of what can you do now so that someday you can have that flexi more time with your children? What do you need to do now to make that happen?
Actually, Coach Wanda, I would love to go back in what I'm doing before, which is more on event hosting and event planning. Because as you know, yung pong mga events is once a week lang, and then you just have to set meetings with clients. But due to the pandemic, that is what really drives me to work from home and do online jobs kasi nga ang konti na nung mga events natin, but we are looking forward. We're very positive. That's why I'm with Worldwide Weddings Expo Philippines. We are very positive that the event industry will bounce back later this year and for the next 2020. And actually, we will be having a surge of weddings and celebrations once this pandemic is over.
That's good. You know, I love the optimism. And what I want to also tell you, MJ, see, even if the event hosting and event planning have shifted and it was disrupted, if you look at it on a brighter side, there's a lot of reinvention. If you look at it, even if there was a pandemic, actually there was more pressure for people to get married now, right? Because you feel alone. So I actually think you have more opportunities now, but it's all about also finding the right niche and the right people to work with, right? And I think about birthdays and celebrations, the celebration never stop. It's also about finding the right people like you. Like for example, if you MJ, right? If you can say, I can arrange, let's say, a surprise Zoom party for your loved ones. Who wants that? Right? Or I can organize a wedding that can be virtually celebrated around the world. Do you think people will, come to you? Because I haven't seen that yet. And if you look at it now, maybe there's a limitation in terms of wedding, birthday celebrations with big occasions, but also it opened up the opportunity to have a bigger celebration, not only within your family, but with your friends abroad and everywhere in the world, because you can stream, I mean, you can live stream everything, you can have a Zoom call for everything. So if you can be one of those persons who can evolve without waiting, I'm sure you will be very, very successful. So if event hosting, event planning is something that you love, I'm saying there's a lot of opportunity for you to recreate that product because people I'm sure are in love and still want to marry with limitations, and you are the right person to help them, and people still want to celebrate birthdays and occasion with family, and you are that person who can connect, especially the technologically challenged persons, to still have, I mean, even reunions, right? I mean, the oldest people are very upset and sad. And if you can organize school reunions, family reunions online, birthday celebrations online, I think a lot of people will come to you for that. So I'm just excited in terms of what can give birth through you because I can sense how much you love doing this. So I hope that can also help you. I think there is no need to wait for the pandemic to end. You can right away recreate or reinvent something and introduce something that's new that will be more meaningful. I think you can start small and then do it one by one. If you can, like for example, first birthday, seventh birthday, debut, right? These are the big events. 80th birthday, 70th. So if you can ask, who of your family members are celebrating big birthday events and do you want it to be celebrated around the world? Let me organize that for you. So I think that's a great idea.
Oh, definitely. I love that idea, Coach. I'm actually thinking now, there's a lot of ideas coming into my mind because of that suggestion. And actually, that is what we are doing right now in the Worldwide Weddings Expo Philippines, because since the couples cannot go to physical bridal fairs, Coach, na maisingit na lang din po, na since the couples cannot go to physical bridal fairs due to the physical restrictions, we made the online bridal fairs online. So even you're in America, you're in Dubai, and you're getting married in the Philippines, so definitely you can attend the bridal fair and then check out your suppliers online. So why not do it as well for weddings. You cannot attend my wedding because you are in Australia right now. But definitely through me, through what I'm going to do for your organize a party for you, you can do that by doing it online. So that's a very good point, Coach Wanda.
See, I love what you're doing. You know what? I can see how much this wedding is going to be, disruptive, new, but it's actually open up a lot of opportunities. So it's also about just replicating that on another level that you wanted to grow. So I think that that's a very good idea. And whatever you're doing now with worldwide wedding, I mean, if you ask me, when I got married in the Philippines, I had to go, I think we had to travel every 2 or 3 months to have our wedding arranged. But if something can be done online, I would have loved that to happen. It would have saved me a lot of time, energy, and money to travel to the Philippines to meet the suppliers, to see the venue. So actually, what you're doing now is something that's actually very good, very helpful. I'll say time and money saver for a lot of people who want to get married. And whatever event that you will do in the future, you can just replicate whatever you have now. And I'm sure that's going to be successful. So, are there any other questions you have for me today, MJ?
I actually have another question, Coach, and it's not actually related to my first one because it's something that I want to open up to you.
Okay.
So, are you ready?
You're gonna
So,
spill the but okay, I'm ready. I always tell Karen I was born ready. Okay, tell me what is it about?
I actually hurt someone in the past that I wasn't able to ask forgiveness, and up to now I cannot find inner peace thinking about what happened in that situation. So I'm not sure what I can do to overcome it, and I'm really hoping that you can help me today.
Okay. So, I mean, are you the person who hurt another person? Or are you the one who
Yes.
was
Yes, I'm the one who hurt another person.
okay. So, see, last week's call was about that person being hurt and forgiving the other person. Now we are on the other side of the equation, right? You're the person who hurted another person, and you just cannot forgive yourself for what you did, correct?
Yes,
Okay,
that's
so
correct.
first, what I want to ask you, MJ, do you think that person is still upset with you?
Yes.
Okay. So, but my other question is that do you think are you ready to move forward and do you need to ask forgiveness first to that person, or do you want to forgive yourself first before moving forward? What is the right action for you now to move forward? Do you want to forgive yourself first, or do you want to ask forgiveness first from the person?
Honestly, when I watched the last time's episode, I just felt that I have to ask forgiveness first because before I can forgive myself.
Okay. So see, what I also want to understand, there are always, we as ourselves have different ways to heal. Some people might say, I need to forgive myself first. And then I can already ask forgiveness from the person. But if you feel that you need to ask forgiveness first from that person, so let's do that first. So my next question is that, what is stopping you from asking forgiveness to that person?
I'm actually afraid on I'm actually afraid to face it, to own my mistake and to reach out. That is what really stopping me, Coach Wanda.
Okay. So you are afraid to reach out to that person because do you feel that you might be rejected, you might not feel not forgiven? What emotion is there in terms of, not approaching that person? Is
It's
it
really
fear
fear,
of rejection or
fear.
fear? Okay. So you are scared to even approach the person because that person might reject you, correct?
Yes, that's good.
Correct. Actually, also MJ, every person have the fear of rejection because in the top of the chain of Maslow's law of hierarchy, everybody wants to be accepted. So being fearful of being rejected is the number one fear of most people also. Okay, now if you are fearful of being rejected, if you are not ready to approach that person yet, what are you ready to do now to at least have peace within you because you hurted that person?
Actually, I wanna apologize through this live video. I'm not sure if she will be able to watch this, but I'm actually thinking of saying sorry through this live. So I
Oh,
can
wow.
have this kung hindi ko man po siya ma-approach personally, I'm hoping that it could reach her maybe.
I love your honesty, and I love the courage you have. I mean, actually, the courage you have now to even speak life to that person, I think, is more courageous than writing or even sending message, right? Okay, so let me give you the space to speak to that person. I mean, from your heart, I know you want to ask for forgiveness. From your heart, you want to say sorry. And I also believe that if it is from your heart to give, it is for that person to also receive. Now, MJ, before you do this live and before you even speak to that person, can you also just breathe in first? Okay, breathe deeply and just hold your heart. Okay, just close your eyes. Inhale God's love. Exhale all your doubt, fears, and worries. Inhale God's love. Exhale all your doubts, fears, and worries. Inhale God's love. Exhale all your doubts, fears, and worries. Okay, now MJ, I want to give you the space. Okay, I will just remove my camera from the screen so that you'll be on full screen. When you are ready from your heart, I want you to just speak to that person because you want to be forgiven and you want to say sorry for what you have done. And I also pray and hope for that person to receive your message with an open heart and mind to forgive, because I also learned that when you want to when you're asking forgiveness and when the other person is also willing to receive that, both of you will be free from the chain of hurt and pain. So I'll just remove my face from the screen. I'm still here. If you are ready, you start talking to that person now. Yeah? Okay, MJ.
First of all, I wanna say sorry for hurting you. Alam ko walang katumbas na salita or kahit ano pang sabihin ko ngayon to lessen the pain that you experience. But gusto ko malaman mo na I'm really, really deeply sorry. I wanna also tell you that I admired your strength and I'm always praying for your complete healing. And I'm hoping for one day na maka-move on ka na with what happened, and I also move on to what happened. And again, from the bottom of my heart, I'm really sorry.
Now, MJ, after asking that forgiveness from that person, are you now also ready to forgive yourself? I know that, and I mean, you hurt that person, you both pray for healing for that person. Can you also now restore that peace that you've lost? And can you also start forgiving yourself? Because you know what I also learned? There are two levels of forgiveness. The forgiveness that we ask from others that we might or we may receive. But the truth is that the forgiveness that we need is the forgiveness from ourselves also. Because when you are ready to forgive yourself, then you free yourself from that bondage of hurt and pain. Are you ready to forgive yourself now?
Yes, coach, definitely. I'm ready to forgive
So now
myself.
we're going to do the same exercise. Can you close your eyes for me? Okay, I want you to hold your heart and I want you to just pray from within and ask for God to help you forgive yourself. Now, without even the need to speak it out, or if you feel the need to, I want you to, what is the message that you want to tell yourself now? What message do you want to fully forgive yourself from this pain that you have?
I want to say that You're human. You make wrong decisions in your life, and when you openly admitted and accepted that you made mistakes and ask for forgiveness, definitely, as God forgiven us, you will be also forgiven.
So, can you please feel that peace from your heart that transcends from God? Inhale God's love. Inhale the forgiveness that you do deserve. Inhale the forgiveness that you want to give. And inhale the forgiveness to fully restore what needs to be healed in you. Can you do that now? Okay, so
Yes,
inhale God's
coach.
love. Exhale everything that needs to go. Inhale God's love. Exhale everything that needs to go. Inhale God's peace and full forgiveness. Exhale all your doubts, fears, and worries. MJ, when you're ready, you can open your eyes now. What do you feel now, MJ?
I feel a lot better, coach, and I'm really, really thankful that I took the opportunity to be here today in Hot Seat. Actually, sabi ko sa sarili ko when I saw the last week's video, maybe this is the right time. So I found the courage to really let go of this when I watched the last week's video. So I'm really, really thankful. Thank you so much to Karen also for inviting me to be part of this live. Actually, I know that I'm not doing this to be ano eh, nag-doubt din ako eh, baka gusto kong pumunta dun to do this and that. But actually, it's really, I know that this will help me to become better for the future. So I really thank you for this.
So first, let me thank you, MJ. I know, I always believe there's a right time for everything. And if you feel called to be here, then I'm happy to be of help and service to you in the best way I can. And first, I also want to, honor you, to acknowledge you. There are very few people who are first willing to own, to own the hurt and to ask for forgiveness. You first to admit that you did something wrong and to have the courage to ask for forgiveness is very difficult, and also to have the courage to forgive yourself as well. And I'm also very excited. I learned that forgiveness is like a baggage. The baggage we carry mentally, physically, and emotionally. But when you let go of it, knowing that you want to forgive, knowing that you want to be free, there's so much weight that gets off the shoulder, right? That's so much weight that's lifted from your heart. And the good thing is that I remember in the Bible, there was a question, right? How many times should I forgive? Is it 7 times? I think there's something called seven. I think it was 77 times, right, or more. And as human, remember what you said. What's the message to yourself? You are only human. You make mistakes. I think if we all understand that you are human, you make mistakes, you deserve forgiveness. And if God Himself forgives, who are you not to forgive? Right, MJ? So I
Exactly.
wanted to thank you for the courage to forgive yourself. That takes a lot of effort. And what I also wanna tell next is that whenever you find it difficult and when you're being hard on yourself, you ask yourself that question: What is God's perspective here? Does God want me to forgive myself now? What do you think is God's answer? Do you think God wants you to forgive yourself now?
Yes, definitely move on and um I reflected to what happened, and I believe that God wants to for me to be happy and to appreciate what I have now.
See, also, when you say that, then also you hold your heart, God, help me have that give of forgiveness to forgive myself that fully comes from you alone. Because that is when really full healing comes. Because that is when you don't get it from yourself, but you get it from God. And I think that's the best gift. When we always go, di ba sabi nga nila, when your car is broken, you don't go to any mechanic, right? You go to the right manufacturer and it always gets done perfectly. Similarly, the manufacturer, I think, of every life is God. And if we go back to Him and ask for everything that we need, every little, every big thing. That's really where peace and happiness come. So I would like to thank you. Do you have any other questions for me today?
Oh no, thank you so much, Coach Wanda, for your time. Alam ko na nabigla ka with what I'm going to ask you for today, and you are really born ready. That's really a spontaneous, out of nowhere question that sabi ko, baka matutulog na naman si Coach ngayon for 2 hours. And kinakabahan na ako, Coach, for the next week's episode. Kasi, but parang pabigat na pabigat yung mga nangyayari through your coaching. But you are a blessing to us, to mothers, with this kind of platform that you founded, and with the help that you are giving to moms like us. We're really, really thankful, and we really appreciate you, and thank you so much. I think I can finally be able to sleep peacefully tonight because I already released what I've been keeping for years now. So, and I just want to clarify that it is not just ano yung sinabi niyo sa akin kanina, Coach, na it's really hard to accept your mistakes. So for the moms out there, we will be encountering problems and mistakes through our life, and yes, it's not easy to accept that mistake, but it takes time. It takes time for me as well to finally recognize it and to be able to ask for forgiveness. But I'm doing it not just for her, for the one I hurt, but also for myself, as it to move on, to finally move on, and to finally find that inner peace that I've been lacking for years.
Thank you for that. You know what I also learned? They said forgiveness is, it's because being hurt is like in a prison. You lock yourself. I mean, you lock yourself in a prison that you cannot get out. But the good thing about forgiveness and forgiving yourself, you free yourself from the pain. And tingnan mo, actually, you look even lighter when you even came from the stage earlier, because I already felt the peace in your heart. And sabi ko nga, when I was journaling in the morning, I was thinking, Lord, I really don't know what's gonna happen today, but I also don't want to get it from my wisdom. I always ask from God to help me. I said, help me be of best use and instrument to whoever needs my help today. And I'm happy to be of service to you. And I look forward to really, this is, as a mother, it's very difficult, right? Like this life has no manual how to be one, how to manage one, how to stay sane in the middle of everything. And this is actually, that is why it has been my mission to really help mothers at least feel comfortable with their own imperfections, to feel comfortable in their own skin, and to start moving forward knowing that they are perfectly imperfect in their own version. So thank you, MJ, again. I would like to please, I love that wedding idea that you're doing now. Can you please give us more information? Let me type the website here. And how can people get more information about what you are doing now?
Oh, thank you so much for the opportunity, Coach Wanda, because I want to invite those who are watching right now to actually attend the bridal fair. You can check out our website, worldwidewedingsph.com. So that is worldwidewedingsph.com. You can see all the suppliers listed, our suppliers nationwide, actually, Coach Wanda, because it's the first and only nationwide bridal fair that is happening from June 1 up to August 1, 2021. And if you are a soon to weds, pwedeng, di ba, may family na po kayo, but you still want to get married, you can sign up to bit.ly/soon to wed. So that is the form that you can sign up with para naman ma-assist namin kayo in your journey in planning your wedding, kasi nga Coach Wanda, especially for those who are watching abroad, ito talaga yung perfect time. Hindi kayo makakalabas ng bahay to check out the suppliers, and actually according to studies, 72% na po ng ating soon-to-weds ang naghahanap ng their suppliers online. And for you to get the legitimate suppliers at hindi kayo ma-scam, for you to get the best deals and discounts that our wedding suppliers are offering, and of course to help you as well, to guide you in your wedding planning journey, kasi it's not easy, coach, to plan the wedding, especially now in pandemic, no? That is those the three reasons for you to join this bridal fair. It's again the Worldwide Weddings Expo Philippines. And if you wanna get the best deal and discount, sign up to the link flashing in the screen, bit.ly/soon to weds, or visit our website. Excuse me. Na-choke pa the website, it's worldwidewedingsph.com. Thank you so much, coach.
Thank you. Send me that website later. I'm gonna post it also in the YouTube and Facebook. But you know what? I love what we're doing. I know there's a lot of opportunity. My marriage arranged last, how many years now? 12 years ago was a deep challenge for me. So having an online venue to get, the suppliers, to check them, to get discounts, actually it's a lifesaver. And I think you can save a lot of time, money, and energy. So please get in touch with MJ. And I think she's gonna do more events. If you do have any other events other than your wedding, let her help you and create something that is memorable still for your friends and your family. Thanks again, MJ. If there's anything we can be of help to you in Working Moms Academy, then please feel free to reach out. Again, for those of you who are watching us live or on replay, this is Working Moms Academy's episode 9 live coaching call with MJ, and we are very happy to help her in any way we can. MJ, also, I just want to inform you and other mothers there, if you want to have weekly group coaching, now the best thing is that not only me, I now have coaches from UK, US, UAE, from Malaysia, from Australia, and of course the Philippines, where together we will help a lot of mothers in terms of their questions. So we have the group coaching offer only for the month of May, and this is actually only for a limited people. So for those of you who are now ready to jump into getting the right help from the expert mommy coaches in career, health, relationship, and finances, Working Moms Academy would be of service happily to you and to serve your needs. Thank you, MJ. Have a great day, everybody. See you in the next hour. I have another live webinar, but this time about parenting culture in Malaysia. Thank you, MJ. Just
Thank
send
you
me
so
those
much,
links.
coach.
Most welcome, and I'm gonna publish it. Thank you. Have a great day.
You
Bye.
too.